I did get a little surprise. Where did it go? Let me show you guys. Yay, it's out.
Wow, that's very weird.
It's not moving.
Just leave the ignition on.
Welcome to Red Carbon. I'm Yana, and this is episode 6 of trying to get, and this is episode 7 of trying to get this truck ready, not so ready, Supra, moving. Were you dancing behind me?
I would never do that.
Anyway, so in the last episode, if you guys watched it, we took it out on the road, we drove it around, and primarily the reason we did that is to make sure to listen for anything that might sound off or weird, just to make sure it runs. I mean, we have not driven it at all since we got it. So that was just a small little test, nothing crazy. The car isn't really tuned, which is the next step, but interesting enough. So while we were driving, we found another problem because, you know, there's always something going on. And I want to show you what we found. All right, so let's see here. So when you can see, for some unknown to me reason, and we're going to try to troubleshoot that, if I start the car, watch the fuel gauge. And you can see the light come on, saying that it's empty, yet the fuel gauge is stuck in one position. So, something's wrong. And what is wrong, we don't know. But for that purposes, what we're gonna do is, we already, which I mentioned, and I think in one of the previous videos, we talked about getting our hands into the fuel pump. It has 3 pumps, but we were thinking about splitting them so that we can put together a strategy on when each one comes on. And
Staging the pumps.
Staging the pumps. So now we have an opportunity not only work on that, but also figure out what the hell is going on.
But wait,
what the hell is going on with the fuel level? And what is that called?
the fuel level sender is what sends it to the gauge, and Supras have that light that comes on when I think you have a gallon left. So I'm not sure if it's a gallon, but when the light comes on, you basically need to get gas right away.
Oh, it's not like usually when the light comes on and I can still drive
and then
my
you
car
drive
for like
70
a week.
70 more miles, then I get stranded with no fuel.
That never happened before.
That's never happened.
They don't need to know that. Anyway, so that's the plan for today. I'm being told by an expert over here that it's going to take some time and some effort to get this done. So maybe not so much of super sounds noises for this video.
You never know.
But I did get a little surprise. Where did it go? Let me show you guys. He did surprise me with something. He did not go to Jared, but he did go to Sunoco. He did get a few jugs of the race fuel. So this baby, at one point, hopefully as soon as we can get that fuel pump figured out, we'll get some nice, juicy sauce that's hot and spicy, right?
Supra's gonna love it.
Yes. Oh, plus, yeah, so when we were driving, the fuel we think was really, really old.
Yeah, we didn't even realize that the fuel is probably 3 years old.
Probably.
Might even be more. I don't know. So I was like, oh wow, that's probably why it has a little bit of a stumble. Yes. So we'll get some fresh fuel, check the tanks, check for check valves, check the lines, check the fuel level sender, all this stuff. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to know.
And a lot more wiring for me.
Might not be any wiring. So we'll see.
All right, well, let's get right to it. Oh, all right. So the battery's unhooked, according to my master senior experienced mechanic over there.
When are they showing up? You have a master mechanic that's gonna come help?
Yes. So now we're gonna be...
Wow, that's a pretty interesting method you have there.
You like it?
That was called That Will Not Work.
All right, let's
All right, so let me interrupt here for a second.
Sure.
Just because I want you to learn smarter, not harder.
Okay. So now he's paying for the paint job.
Well, I'm waiting for the master mechanic to show up. There you go. Rip them out.
All right, thank you.
Let me get a tray.
Did I push it again? I did, didn't I? I want to meet the person that did the wiring all around this car.
And like, they were blind and they had a pair of snips. So for your knowledge, something that I don't like about this hanger, so if you were back here with a socket and you were like cranking on stuff here, right? And you didn't have the battery disconnected, you could create a short between this positive and this ground.
Because you're touching.
Yeah, you're touching. This should not be on unless the car's running because the relay keeps it from power from going here when you don't want it.
What about those really cool, like, kill battery things?
Well, so you'll see on the powerhouse hanger, it doesn't have any of this. It just has a plug.
Oh.
A little cleaner.
Do I have that?
No, we haven't got one of those yet. The one that we have is a sample. It actually doesn't work. So,
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I don't think that one works. Sorry about that.
Was it the sample for the other Supra?
No. Why don't we just do this just to keep things simple since we don't understand the system, is just do like right 1 through whatever, like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
As far as labeling?
Yeah, then left 1, 2, 3, and then we can just pop them back down where they go. Let me get the labeler.
The master labeler. All right, what can I do?
Be pretty.
That's easy.
It is?
No, it's actually not easy based on modern standards. No matter what you do, somebody's gonna be like, "You're ugly."
Ma'am, you're mid.
Try better. Oh yeah, you're mid. The new term. So if you let me maybe test for you the powerhouse, then, you know, if anything, you can find another one.
So what they said is it's a demo unit, and they said especially if Yana asks for it, tell her that it doesn't even exist. It's just a picture.
So mean.
And I was like, wow, you guys kind of know
I
her.
just wanted cool stuff. What?
There you go.
There we go.
So,
Hi, buddy.
no.
I have a cowboy hat in the closet that's yours that I can borrow.
I don't like. I hear the word yours and borrow so much. And then
That's what happens when you get married.
and then what actually it is, it's not borrowed. It's just, to me, it's gone. And to you, it's like, I'm just borrowing it forever.
Well, that's what you said, right? I love you forever. Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yep.
That's about as far as they're going to move. And now, oh.
I'm going on a date with a racer.
Is that your master mechanic that'll be here any minute?
Yeah, how do I smell?
set it down.
I did it all by myself.
You did. So now, when you pick this up, on this side, there's this thing that's dangling, which is your fuel level sender. And you have to be careful, because when we pull this up, there's like this twisting and getting it out.
Okay. Yay, it's out.
What I was going to show you, your fuel pumps sit inside of that yellow thing. So they all feed from here, or in from here. I go through this bulkhead and then up to there. So we'll have to talk to Radium and see if there is a check valve. We're telling you, like, if this pump is on, you don't want it to hit here and backfeed out of the other pumps if they're off.
Okay.
So we'll have to check with them if that's the way their hanger's designed. I have no idea. And then we're going to look up these part numbers. Right here, can you see the F number?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
So those are our fuel pumps. We don't know what they are yet. They look like they might be 267. I think that's a 450. What we need to do now is we're going to connect the two signal wires together, and that will tell us if the wiring and the gauge works. So we'll connect these two sender wires, which we have identified as like the positive, negative.
Right.
Fuel pump wiring is disabled. There's no worry of any of that for any of those wondering. We have no power to the fuse block, to the relays or anything. So none of this is live. But the factory fuel pump ECU, I'm pretty sure it goes through there, is 1 and 3. These two. Right?
Yep, 1 and 3.
And then you connect those, and then I had a little clip, but I can't find it. I don't know if this is actually going to hold them solid enough.
Oh, would you look at that? Now our fuel gauge
It
is
should
going
go all
up.
the way to full. So let's make sure that goes all the way to full, and then that will tell us that the sender is probably bad. Or it could have also been hung up in the tank. It could have been sitting somewhere and not able to drop.
Cameras.
We can test that in a second by hooking these wires up to the sender outside of the car. And now we're empty. Okay. So we are empty.
Oh, great, so it works.
Well, let's just give it a second.
Okay, and see if it goes up.
And then we'll check like a couple positions. So we'll say that's empty. The tank can't really get that low. That would be touching the bottom of the tank. It needs to be above like its 0 point. So your E is actually, well, yeah. So you understand how this works now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in your car and I'm gonna bend it like this. So this goes higher. And then your fuel's actually always gonna be higher than you think. So when you're like, I'm really pushing, I'm on E.
I'd be like, oh,
E.
there's another 30 miles somewhere in the tank. I can keep going.
Actually, if I did that, I would probably add like 50 more miles. But for you, you would think you're out. And then you'd be like, hey, you should take my car up to the grocery store.
Yeah, because I would drive this to grocery store. Yeah, I would drive this to grocery
I'm
store.
sorry. I didn't know I was out of gas. All right, so it is
never
like
do that.
empty. So
Empty. Okay.
So go ahead and like rotate it up to the full position and see if you can make it stay somehow.
I can just hold it. Is it now going to
go ahead and let it go?
Almost full.
Yeah.
So it's up in a position, assuming it's full, and it's going back up. Yep, it's definitely going back up. So it looks like it is working.
Yeah, so my assumption at this point would be that whoever put this in, anybody that has Supras knows that these things are a real pain. The more pumps you add, the harder it is to actually get in there. So I'm thinking what probably happened is when somebody was dropping that in, you've noticed when you pull it out, you have to like do this twisting effect to get it out of the tank.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that the fuel level sender got hung up on like this hose or something.
Okay. So one thing that we did rule out is that it's not the pumps. It's not the fuel level sender.
Yeah, it works. It's sweeping all the way from full to empty.
Yep.
And it's reading almost 3/4 of a tank, and it's not all the way up.
So it was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke.
Something was wrong when they installed
it. Was hung up. It was like sitting wedged like this. I noticed the whole time we had the car, the fuel level never changed.
Oh, that's a good point. It didn't. I just thought we had, unlimited fuel.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I know we didn't. Okay, so disconnect the battery.
I think.
And then reinstall the pump.
Yeah, so it's good. Give it at least a minute or two. But it should go all the way to empty because you are out of gas. It should be down to E.
All right, we had to take a little break. And of course, being currently in Maryland, not only did it get dark, not only did it get cold in April, but it also got really wet.
Yeah.
It's like the worst weather possible. I miss the palm trees and the sunshine. Need to go back there ASAP. But we're back. Let's finish this up. It's a very small garage.
It is not as big as, you would think, but it does go into what I said about. Remember how you were like, oh, we can park like 5 or 6 cars in there.
I was trying to be very optimistic that there's opportunities for more car projects for me.
Well.
Can you really blame a girl? I mean.
Yeah.
All right, magic sauce. The vent. Make sure to poke a hole in the vent. I'm very graceful about pouring it, by the way. Mm-hmm. Spilling it everywhere. Thirsty girl. Or boy, I don't know. I haven't decided.
I could have put this in the jug up there, but I don't feel like getting it down. It would have poured faster. The clear jug up.
I seem to find this to be a trend.
Yep, it's called learn.
You could
Build,
have done it easier.
Learn and build.
You should have used this tool. You could have done it this way, and it would have been so much easier.
But aren't you glad?
I broke 1,000 sweats.
Aren't you glad I always let you get through a project, kind of, and then tell you there's a better way to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, baby, you want to get into racing? You should buy the Supra. It's great.
Oh, no. You picked this car.
I did pick this car.
I had nothing to do with this car.
100% guilty.
Hey, check out this ad I found on Marketplace. Uh-huh.
What can we sell? I really need to buy this car.
So, yeah, that's how it happened.
And that's how the C7 got sold.
Yep.
No, I really didn't want to sell it.
I know.
I really didn't want to. But then I was like, but I really wanted this car. Well, that would tell us, did we fix it?
Why don't you take the camera and go find out, because I cannot see it.
All right, let's go check it out. And here we are. Still
Key on.
on empty. The key is on. Let's turn it off. Key on. All right, baby, start climbing.
Oh, it's not moving at all, huh?
It's not moving at all.
Well,
that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Well, that's very unfortunate. Nope, still not moving.
Yeah.
So what do we think is going on? Because we did test and everything worked.
We tested everything and it works. The only thing I could think is there's something it's bound up in the tank still somehow, but it looked like it was pretty clear. So let's let me just unhook the battery. We'll give it a few seconds, then hook the battery back up.
Okay.
Key on, and then see what happens.
All right, let's do that. All right, ready?
All right, go ahead and turn the ignition on, and just give it 30 seconds. Don't even look at the screen. Just give it a few minutes.
Don't look at it. Are you kidding me?
Wow, that's very weird.
It's not moving.
Just leave the ignition on.
Okay, great news. The fuel gauge is now working. Look at that. We actually put another 5-gallon drum of the race fuel. However, it's good news. It's definitely working. So let me quickly explain what we've learned, what Matt found out, and what I've learned. As it turns out, everything was fine. All the wires worked just fine. Everything was installed ultimately correctly. However, when we were tightening this ring around, we shifted. When you see here, it says rear. So in there's also an error. It's supposed to point actually straight. So that's what we did. We set it straight, tightened the retainer ring, and in the process, we were tightening the top of the hanger. The hanger itself from the force was rotating, and it actually shifted slightly more to the left. That's what was causing, so the sender inside was stuck on the basket, and that's what was causing the problem. So what we did is we turned the hanger a little bit to the right, kind of made a little mark for myself just for future reference, but we're going to be fixing this in the long term. Tighten it all again, and we can see that it worked just fine. So all it really needed is for the sender to be a little bit more to the right so it doesn't hang up on the basket. So there you have it. That's it for today. We actually thought this is going to be way more work, and it turned out that it wasn't way more work. We now know that our fuel level is correct and it's working properly. And we have some delicious juice inside that's not old. That's actually what probably gonna make the car super, super happy. So with that, all I wanna say is thank you so much for watching. Remember to always learn, build, and race. And we'll see you next time. See you later. What's happening? I don't know. Why is it so quiet?
Because you're being quiet.
That's a good point. Now we get to record Mr. OCD cleaning, dusting.
Yes, I am cleaning the top of the fuel hat. I don't want to hear it.
No, it's nice. It's good. I learn really good tips and tricks. So when I do stuff now, I do it right. Except for when I forget how to do it, and then I still have to call you to do it. But no, this is a good trick. Make sure your workspace is always clean.
Yes, always. And when it's not, clean it.
Exactly.
It's very complicated.